Hey there and welcome to the Backlog Music Talk. I'm Chris and today I want to talk about last week's release, Was machen wir jetzt? If you haven't already, I suggest you go back and have a listen. Otherwise you might be wondering what on earth I'm talking about. Ready? Great. Then let's take a look how this song came to be. So before we get into this song itself, this one's dedicated to a young guy who inspired it, even though the dedication is coming, let's say 7 or 8 years late. He was just a little kid at the time, and honestly, he's the reason the song exists at all. I hope he can take it with the humor it's meant to have. Happy birthday, buddy. Alright, so let's talk about the song. I'd say it works on a couple of different levels. First off, it's honestly kind of amazing how much energy kids have. It's non-stop. They're always in motion, climbing, running, jumping, playing, biking, swimming, eating, building stuff, throwing frisbees, chasing balls. It's like watching a machine that never runs out of battery. And here's the thing, no matter how much you packed into the day, no matter how much you've let them run wild, the second there's a break, the second they catch their breath for one single moment, the question comes right back at you. So, what are we doing now? That's really the whole spark for this song. My specific little fellow asked that question so many times it became our private catchphrase, practically a running joke between us. I even have an audio recording of one occasion where he asks it, and listening back to it now, years later, it's honestly the cutest thing I own. At the time, it probably drove me half crazy. In hindsight, it's a little treasure, but I digress. So, even after what feels like the longest day in recorded history, bedtime rolls around, and they still don't want to go. You can see it though, they're clearly running out of fumes, getting a little whiny, and more prone to meltdowns. But the funny part is, once you finally get them into bed and the lights go out, it usually doesn't take long at all before they're out cold. The whole cycle is what I tried to pour into this song, and I think pretty much every parent, grandparent, aunt, and uncle out there has lived through some version of this exact day. Obviously, I exaggerated things a bit and crammed the whole range of activities into a single day that probably wouldn't all happen at once in real life, but I think it still landed as something that's both funny and kind of true at the same time. Days like these can really drain your own energy, physically and mentally. You end up collapsing on the couch the second they're finally asleep, wondering how someone that small can outlast you. But then again, those are exactly the days you end up remembering fondly. Especially once a few years pass and they grow out of wanting to do family activities altogether, and suddenly it's all about hanging out with friends instead. That's just the way life rolls, which is completely fine. That's how it's supposed to go. But it's also a little bit sad if I'm honest. Musically, I knew I needed something that matched that same restless, never quite settling energy, but without tipping over into something hectic or aggressive. So I ended up landing on what I call driven alternative rock. Something with forward momentum, but still grounded, and also played on analog instruments rather than electronic ones. Just like kids, at that age at least, still tend to play quote-unquote analog with their toys and gadgets at home or outside, right before phones and screens inevitably take over. So yeah, happy birthday again, buddy. Sorry it took so long to turn this into a song. But I think that's kind of fitting too. Some things are worth waiting a few years to say properly. So until next time, bye.